little bit to the end of January, Central Bank reported that Indonesia's total foreign debt hit 420.7 billion US dollar. It took surprise on many people and instantly became spotlight. And even though Central Bank stated that the amount is still manageable, but still there was a huge leap from the years before. And therefore, let's see in the detail in the next graphic. Through the next graphic, we can see that Indonesia's foreign debt in January 2021 is in 420.7 billion, comprising 213 billion for the public sector and private sector external debts, including state-owned enterprises of 207.1 billion rupiah. And the number is increasing from the year before, as in January 2001, the Indonesia's debt was in the positions of 410 billion US dollar. But if we take a look at 2009, in January, it was in 333 billion US dollar. And then, yes, the January foreign debt was 420 billion US dollar, or if we convert into rupiah, it was 6,233 trillion rupiah. Then there is an updated data by the end of February. The Ministry of Finance noted that Indonesia's debt position reached 6,361 trillion. This figure is an increase of 128 trillion rupiah from January 2021. 128 trillion of debt within a month? Well, it may sound very huge, but then Bank Indonesia, as the monetary regulator, which regulates the money circulation, say that the structure of Indonesia's foreign debt is still healthy. As public may worry about this, but there is calming statement from Finance Minister Sri Mulyani that said Indonesia is relatively capable of maintaining economic performance. Well, yes, in the midst of pandemic, all countries suffer, not only Indonesia. So overall, according to her, our economy is still prudent. This can be seen from Indonesia's debt rating, which remains persistent with no cut. And therefore, let's see the rating in the next graphic. Through the next graphic, we can see two global institutions that give the rating to Indonesia's debt. First of all, it's Fitch rating by BBB in the stable outlook, and we got Moody's by Baa with also a stable outlook in here. And according to Fitch rating, Indonesia's rating balances a favorable move. And yes, Fitch Ratings stated that this balances a favorable move for the medium term, and this is very good for Indonesia's in the upcoming situations. Here it is, the Fitch Ratings stated that a BBB stable outlook, and according to the Fitch Rating, Indonesia's rating balance remain a favorable move for Indonesia's in the upcoming years. And then, as we know that this rating is a really good performing, that Indonesia is kind of a really good for maintaining the situations of a whole pandemic situations. And then moving on to the next graphic, we're going to elaborate more about Indonesia's GDP projections. Here it is, we can see Indonesia's GDP growth projections by Fitch Rating, which is very optimistic towards Indonesia's GDP growth. In 2022, Fitch Rating projected that Indonesia is capable to gain 6% economic growth, while in 2021, Fitch Rating also projected that Indonesia is capable on achieving 5.3%. And yes, the Indonesia's GDP growth projections by Fitch Rating is very optimistic and expect growth momentum to be further supported in the near term by the fiscal relief measures and also infrastructure spending. The growth remains subject to significant downside risk from the weak domestic demand, including consumptions of services as COVID-19 infections continue to spread. Well, we have to appreciate on how the authorities started vaccinations program in January and aim to reach herd immunity by the first quarter of 2021. And this is an optimistic target in Fitch view. And over the medium term, Fitch Rating expects growth to receive a boost from implementations of the Omnibus Law on job creation, which aims to alleviate several long-standing barriers for the investment. But despite all the good sentiments, there are a lot of homeworks that Indonesia needs to face. And what are those? Let's see through the next graphic. Here it is, through the next graphic, we can see that Indonesia needs to face several challenges. One of it is a high dependency on the external financing. And the second one is that Indonesia has a low government revenue. And then the third one is that lagging structural features compared to the peers of the triple B countries. Well, indeed, greater dependence on external finance adopt high risk-taking strategies. And therefore, government in this case enhance its fiscal and monetary strategies as this huge amount of debt needs extra care. And in terms of the fiscal deficit, Fitch Rating expects that the fiscal deficit to narrow only marginally to 5.6% in 2021 from 6.1% in 2020, broadly in line with the government's target. And yes, viewers, but still, despite huge debt, Indonesia's rating balances a favorable medium-term growth outlook, even though the growth is still low, but then it is rising. Stay tuned to market headlines because we will be right back after this quick break.